There's such a great buzz in the room this morning. Everybody's ready to talk about creativity and design. Welcome to Creative Many's first Creative Economy Policy Summit. I'm Jennifer Goulet, President and CEO of Creative Many Michigan, and we're absolutely thrilled to have you join us today for this first statewide convening focusing on the growth opportunities for Michigan's creative economy. We're really excited to have the opportunity to be hosting the summit today on the final industry day of the Detroit Design Festival, and we've really appreciated the partnership of both the Detroit Design Festival and the Detroit Creative Quarter Center making this possible for all of us today. So today is a bit of a milestone for us at Creative Many. 1 year ago today, on this very day, we launched our new name as Creative Many Michigan and affirmed our statewide mission to develop creative people, creative places, and the creative economy for a competitive Michigan. We saw this move as aligning our identity and our mission with our growing portfolio of work on the ground to advance Michigan's creative economy through research, advocacy, professional practice, and communications. And as we've moved forward, we're continuing to engage and equip and cultivate artists, arts and cultural organizations, arts educators, designers, creative practitioners, and entrepreneurs and businesses, Michigan's Creative Many, to play strategic and contributing roles in our state's economy, the vibrancy of our communities and our neighborhoods, in the education of our children, and in the lives of people statewide. We're thrilled that you're here with us today. We've all got important work to do ahead to move this agenda forward, and we hope that you'll join us in this effort to position arts, creativity, and design as a strategic force in Michigan's future and in the future of our communities. So a little bit about what you need to know for our time together today. We're quite amazed. I kind of get chills when I look at the program. Quite an amazing set of presenters with us today that are going to focus on sharing some of the early learnings of our latest creative economy research and some emerging findings, exploring the strategic roles and potential outcomes of creative economy research and public policy. We're going to learn from some leading models of innovative investment and partnerships in advancing the creative sector, and what we need to do to elevate the presence of creative learning in our educational system. So there's going to be a lot of conversation, and we're going to end the day with an interactive session, Build the Future, which is going to engage all of us in the room in thinking about the possibilities to move forward ahead. So we believe that we've set the table today for these conversations as a foundation for our vitally important work moving forward to position our creative and design industries as a strategic economic, social, and civic force and priority for Michigan, here in Detroit, and in our communities statewide. We have a lot of ground to cover today, and we don't have a lot of scheduled breaks. So I want you to all feel very comfortable. When you need to, get up, grab another cup of coffee, take a break. The restrooms, if you haven't found them already, are just to the right of the reception area where you came in from the elevators. We will be breaking today at 12:30 p.m. after our second session, and ask that you move pretty quickly to get your boxed lunch out in the reception area and convene back here at 12:50 for the remarks from Mike Finney from the governor's office, and then that will lead right into our plenary conversation with Rip Rapson and Jamie Bennett. So help us keep on schedule midday. And then at the end of the afternoon, recognizing that we're going to be doing a lot of listening and soaking in a lot of, I think, great inspiration and provoking thought, we're inviting all of you to join us on the first floor in the Velati Gallery which is just to the left of the elevators, where we'll be co-sponsoring a reception with Vitamin T. They're doing a reception down there as part of Detroit Design Festival, and they have invited all of us to come down, keep the conversation and the networking going, and enjoy a cool beverage and a bite to eat. We do hope that you will share your thoughts and experiences today using our CEP Summit hashtag on Twitter. And we're really excited that we've had an opportunity to partner with Detroit Public Television today as well. They are live streaming the summit today, and the videos from today's sessions will be available in the next couple of days on the Creative Many website, which you've got that information in your program. So before I move on to thanking our sponsors, I want to introduce Creative Many's Director of Creative Industries, Cezanne Charles. And Cezanne is always looking for ways to gamify our work at Creative Many. And so we've got a bingo game to keep you guys busy and focused today that I want Cezanne to kind of share the details on.
Okay, so everybody should see in front of them a CEPE Summit worksheet. It's got a grid. I like grids. What designer doesn't? So on that sheet are terms, and you're going to hear them crop up during the day. Just like normal bingo, the idea is that as you hear these terms, you get to actually mark that off on the sheet. You also have a free space, and in that free space, we want you to activate it by something that you have heard for the first time or something new that you've learned. So it's an easy way to get to bingo. The idea is everybody here should get to bingo, and then everybody here should turn in that to a CM staffer. So can I get the CM staffers in the room to raise their hands? Okay. So you just have to make sure your sheet gets into their hands before the final session today. So before Build the Future, you want to make sure your hands have gotten that very important piece of bingo paper to one of those staffers, because at the end of that session, we will do a random draw. It's really for bragging rights, which is the most important thing. And there will be 3 small gifts as well. So those will be randomly selected, but we really wanted to kind of anchor what we thought were some important topics today, and this was our fun way of doing it. So thanks so much.
Small but really cool gifts. So do your bingo sheets. Turn them in. So today's summit could not be possible without some incredible, loyal sponsors and partners for Creative Many, and I wanted to take a quick moment to recognize them for making this possible. Our lead sponsor, the Kresge Foundation, George Jacobson, is in the room somewhere. I can't see him. There he is. George, thank you. And I know there are other members of the team coming today. Our supporting sponsors, the Knight Foundation Fund at the Community Foundation for Southeast Michigan and the New Economy Initiative, and a host of supporting partners. The Detroit Design Festival, Detroit Creative Quarters Center, Visual Hero, the College for Creative Studies, Detroit Public Television, Issue Media Group, Model D, Vitamin T, Aquant, the Ann Arbor Arts Alliance, and Creative Voice. I want to thank you all. And I'd also like to just take a really quick moment to thank the members of our Summit Advisory Committee, George Jacobson from Kresge Foundation, Ken Crayer from Design West Michigan, Deb Pollack from the Arts Alliance, Ara Tapuzian from the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and Arnold Weinfeld, Prima Civitas. And a great shout out as well to our Creative Many staff team, Cezanne Charles, Sarah Triplett, Ashley Arter, Shivangi Pandya, April Liu, and Sarah Nesbitt, who have done just an incredible job in pulling the passion and the energy and the time together to make today's experience a success. And we're also grateful for volunteers today from the Ann Arbor Arts Alliance and the Greater Flint Arts Council. So many thanks for all of your support. So we also couldn't have a great summit experience and dialogue with a really great venue to host the conversation. And I'd like to invite President Rick Rogers, up to the podium. We're really grateful to him and to his team for making things so easy for us to land here today in this space. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Jennifer. Thank you. Thanks. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the College for Creative Studies. We're really glad that Creative Many Michigan decided to hold this policy summit at the college, and particularly in this building, the Taubman Center, which is very much a symbol of the importance of the creative economy, both historically and today. Many of you know this, but I think there are probably some people who don't, so bear with me, those who do. This building came to life as the General Motors Research Center in an era when you could say that Detroit invented the creative economy. It was revitalized by CCS for the new creative economy that's burgeoning in Detroit and across Michigan and really around the world. In its first life, it was the scene of hundreds of automotive innovations, like the first fully automatic transmission and the V-type fan belt, many, many more, but it was also the site of such breakthroughs as Freon, the first room-size air conditioner, and the first heart-lung machine. It's the place where the field of automotive design was developed, and it spawned the world's first concept car and the Corvette, right here in this building. Perhaps of more dubious distinction, it was also the place where tail fins first sprouted on cars, which goes to show that creativity isn't always good. But most of the time, it is. At CCS, we think creativity is not only good, but vital to human well-being. We were inspired by the history of this building to repurpose it for the creative economy of today. The college's mission is to nurture the creative talent that makes the world more beautiful, more manageable, and more understandable. We supply that talent to creative industries here in Michigan and all over the globe through our undergraduate and graduate degree programs in art and design, including our newest program in fashion accessories design. We also offer opportunity to younger children in the city to get on pathways to creative careers through our neighborhood art education programs and through the Henry Ford Academy School for Creative Studies, the charter school we operate in this building in partnership with the Henry Ford Learning Institute. We're proud of the influence our alumni have in the world and their success that led LinkedIn to name CCS the #3 design school in the United States and the best in the Midwest. But the college's role isn't limited to educating talent for the creative industries. It also involves supporting the growth of those industries in Detroit and Southeast Michigan through the Detroit Creative Carter Center, which we operate in collaboration with Business Leaders for Michigan, and the DC3 is right in this building as well. It's the voice of the creative industries in metropolitan Detroit. It's been very successful in mentoring small creative businesses, attracting larger ones to the city, and promoting Detroit's creative industries through such events as you've already heard, the Detroit Design Festival, which I'm happy to say this summit is part of. And DC3 is a proud partner of Creative Many Michigan in the summit and in the Creative State Michigan research that Creative Many has been doing. So today's meeting is certainly about how creativity is good for the economy of Michigan and can make that economy even stronger in the future to improve the lives of everyone in the state. The economic value of creativity is apparent in so many design-driven Michigan industries: automotive, furniture, appliances, medical equipment, shoes, advertising, and watches and fashion accessories, which are made right here in this building by Shinola. Creative people are essential to making the world-class products that these Michigan companies produce. The companies and their people are tremendous assets, and with the right policies and a sense of common purpose, we can leverage those assets to build these industries even further, attract more creative enterprises to the state, and make Michigan's economic recovery sustainable and long-lasting. So again, we at CCS are very pleased you're here. We're grateful to Jennifer and her team for bringing us all together and for focusing us on the promise of our creative industries. And I hope that the ghosts of the legendary inventor Charles Kettering and the great designer Harley Earl, who once worked in this building, will inspire your discussions today. Thanks.